I don't know who needs to hear this, but if you're watching this video, I am sorry to inform you the bad news. However, trade secret, spoiler alert, it's gonna be good news eventually. So the bad news, that person that's not responding to you, that is withholding all sorts of information from you, who leaves you in a state of, I don't know if they're just ignoring me because they need space, or if they're busy, or they're ignoring you. Like, if you're wondering if they're ignoring you, I'm gonna be honest with you. They're probably ignoring you, and this could mean a lot of things. However, what I want you to do right now, if you want to figure out if this is important, is look at their behavior over the past 2 months. Is it just ignoring you recently, or can you also pinpoint certain conversations in which you've kind of been belittled? And these might be extremely subtle. They might be situations in which maybe you even deserved to be belittled just a little bit. But if this pattern of belittling is paired with the avoidance behavior, it's more of a sign that the behavior is in fact avoidant, and that chances are this person is either done with you or close to being done with you, and their behavior is their way of communicating this to you. And that if they weren't avoidant, they would just be telling you, hey, I'm kind of getting done with this relationship and maybe on my way out, and here's why. And instead, you're sitting in your own head going over the list of things that could possibly be causing this person to be moving away from you, and they very well might be right. And again, I'm going to circle back around to the belittling and try and give an example. This belittling can show up in the form of an area in which there was an opportunity to sarcastically tease you instead of belittle you. So, I'm just going to use sex as an example. If you are trying to be intimate with your partner, or asking for your partner to be intimate with you more often, and this is an area in which you two are fighting, if you're told in response something along the lines of, you always bring this up, this is always seems to be a problem, instead of, I hear you, I hear that you are seeking more intimacy, I'm sorry that I'm not in a space to give you that intimacy right now, and at the same time, I do hear you. Those are two different options. And then the teasing option could very well just be the partner turning around and being like, oh, you do want me to be more intimate? There is, that doesn't even have to lead to intimacy. That could simply be a way to spark pleasure back into the relationship. You tease them, it doesn't lead to actual intimacy, but it helps show your partner that you hear their vulnerability. The belittling behavior is when you then turn around and say, you always bring this up, this isn't that big of a deal, I just don't like sex as much as you do. That paired, this is key, paired with the avoidant behavior, paired with not responding, paired with withholding information that seems clear as day from you, the avoidant, who can feel the emotions, can tell, hey, you just spent 8 hours not talking to me, and I know you're busy, but I know you're not that busy. So, again, if you're hearing this video, I'm sorry. The good news is you actually have enough information. You're just not willing to accept it because you want to hear the clear communication. And I hate to break it to you, but if you are in a relationship with somebody who is being avoidant, and I say being avoidant as opposed to is avoidant, because it could just be their way of disengaging from you and disengaging their attachment system from you, then this is as clear as this communication is likely going to get until they just outright ghost you. And that might look like slowly stopping talking to you until you finally peter out and stop trying to communicate with them. Or they could just outright ghost you altogether and just disappear off the face of the earth and stop responding to you altogether. I wish you luck, because if you are in this scenario, Lord, I know you are in pain, because fuck, it sucks to have no information, especially if you're feeling anxious.